the molder, or do you move into the mold builder?
Yeah, good question.
If you're doing global launches and you're buying lots of tools and you're spreading them out across the globe, people tend to try and each region go to whichever guy they like, tool shop, and then you wind up with different stuff, even if they're at the same CAD.
Yeah, then you end up doing
mold
variation.
Usually easier if you go directly to the mold builder, buy from one mold guy and say, this is the price for the first one because it's loaded with engineering costs, and then 2, 3, 4, 5 will be on this schedule, and you're just going to bang them out, and then they can start looking for efficiencies on, I'm going to cut once I've approved the first one, I'm going to gang the rest of the cuts on my cores and cavities and some of my other things. I'll order all the base plates all at once, and they can usually save time and save money. Depends on how many you're ordering. And it depends on whether you're doing it as a direct buy with the tool builder or you're going through the molder. If you're going through the molder's going to manage some of that, and they round up the cost to cover that.
And this is sort of a wild hair question. Did you ever, or have you ever seen where the company looked at the investment in packaging not as anything to expense against the project itself, where, I don't even know how to think of it, but where you weren't trying to allocate it back against the project? The company, again, just had a pot of money that they said every year we're going to spend this much on molds, right? We're not going to reallocate that cost back against the project as a way to sort of manage costs and hold to ability to allow folks to innovate on package.
So, no, I've never seen that. I've seen it where their money flowed freer for doing development. So it was easier the threshold for getting people to invest was easier. It's not our current climate. Hasn't been for a while.
Yeah.
As you think about the return on the investment for packaging changes, what did you use to estimate the return? Like, do you use market research techniques or?
It's an age-old question.
Yeah, I think
it's been around for a long time. So packaging is helped and hurt by the fact that it's so tightly wound with the brand. So if we were to go off and make a cap and bottle and put it in front of a consumer and it was, call it blue, it was just blue. Well, do you like this one better than that one? And they have no context from which to decide. So you kind of got to get to the point where it's dressed up and looks like it's, in your case, Clorox, and it belongs in the family and fits, and then they can start to put into the contest of this is how because the consumer's carrying in their head the context of this is where I have the brand positioning, this is what I think it is, this is where my fair market, I don't think they frame it as fair market, but what they think is a fair price and their elasticity on that price. So it's hard. We've had a number of times when we were working on initiatives and trying to figure out what's the value of this? Will consumers pay more for it? And unless you're in a truly breakthrough, this is really unique and different, then you have some of your own set of challenges. It's hard to suss out a shape change or a functionality change unless it's so far into the breakthrough realm that it's meaningfully different.
So said another way, the sensitivity of the test is within the variation that you'd expect. You can't see a signal from the noise in a sense, right?
Right. That's what we've struggled with. It's hard. You can usually pick up if someone really hates it.
Right.
It's usually hard to pick up.
Or if there's something else breakthrough about the product, then you can see a big signal, right?
Yeah.
But if it's in the right arena, then it's always going to measure about the same volume.
And product's easier because if your socks are whiter or not, they're not whiter. It's easier.
Once
packaging is harder. Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, once the package is in market, were you using any creative ways to kind of measure the performance of that package in the market? And I'm thinking you could have consumers talking about the package, or you got some metrics. What were you using to measure the package specifically in market?
Basically just sales, but we had very few clean examples